Filipino tennis fans, get ready, because Alex Eala is walking into another major test, and this one has all the ingredients for a match that could get tense in a hurry. For the first time in her career, Eala is set to face Belinda Bencic, an opponent who brings experience, composure, and years of competing against some of the toughest players in women's tennis. On paper, Bencic may have the edge in experience, but if there is one lesson Alex Eala has been teaching the tennis world over and over again, it is that paper predictions do not decide matches. Once the first ball is struck, rankings, reputations, and expectations can disappear fast. And that is exactly why this matchup is so intriguing. Eala is not coming into this simply hoping to survive. She is coming into it with another opportunity to prove that she belongs on the same stage as established names in the sport. There is no point pretending this is going to be an easy assignment. Bencic has spent years playing high-level tennis, facing elite competition, and learning how to handle the pressure that comes with big matches. She understands how quickly momentum can swing. She knows when to slow things down, when to attack, and how to punish an opponent who gives her an opening. Against a player like that, Alex cannot afford to drift through games or give away cheap points. She will need to be locked in from the opening rally. Her footwork has to be sharp, her decision-making has to stay disciplined, and when she gets a ball she can attack, she has to commit to it. Hesitation against an experienced player can be costly. But that challenge is also what makes this match so exciting. Eala has shown that pressure does not automatically make her disappear. In fact, there are moments when the bigger the stage becomes, the more determined she seems to get. She fights for points that look lost. She keeps moving. She keeps pushing. She keeps searching for a way to turn defense into offense. That mentality matters against Bencic because there may be stretches of this match where Alex has to absorb pressure without panicking. She may lose a long rally. She may face breakpoints. She may find herself behind in a game. The question will be whether she can reset quickly and stay emotionally steady enough to keep playing her game. One of the biggest keys will be aggression with control. Eala cannot afford to become passive and simply wait for Bencic to make mistakes. If she gives Bencic too much time, the veteran can settle into a rhythm and begin controlling the points. Alex has to use her speed, step into the court when the opportunity is there, and make Bencic feel that every short ball could be punished. At the same time, aggression does not mean swinging wildly. It means choosing the right moments. It means understanding when to attack the open court, when to extend the rally, and when to take a calculated risk. Her serve will also be important. Against an opponent with experience at the highest levels, loose service games can become a serious problem. Eala needs first serves, but even more than that, she needs smart serving. Placement, variation, and the ability to start the point on her terms could make a huge difference. If she is constantly playing defense immediately after serving, Bencic could take control. But if Alex can use her serve to create the first attacking opportunity, suddenly the entire pattern changes. Then there is the return game. Every time Bencic serves, Eala has to look for chances to apply pressure. Maybe it comes at 15 to 30. Maybe it comes after one double fault. Maybe it is a second serve that sits up just enough. Against experienced players, those small windows do not always stay open for long. Alex has to recognize them immediately. One break of serve can change a set. One aggressive return can change the energy inside the stadium. One huge point can completely shift the emotional balance of the match. And Alex will not be walking into that environment alone. Wherever she goes, Filipino supporters have shown up in force, and this match could be another example of just how powerful that fan base has become. Look around the stands and do not be surprised if you see Philippine flags scattered throughout the crowd. Do not be surprised if you hear Alex's name being shouted between points. Filipino fans have developed a reputation for bringing serious energy whenever she plays, and that support has become part of the atmosphere surrounding her matches. There is something different about watching a young player compete thousands of miles away from home while hearing the kind of cheering normally associated with a home crowd. The flags come out. Families show up together. Fans wear Philippine colors. Every big point feels just a little louder. And when Alex is trying to fight her way through a difficult service game or recover after losing a close rally, that sound can matter. Tennis can be an incredibly lonely sport. There is no teammate standing beside you. There is no coach walking onto the court every few minutes to fix things. Most of the time, you are out there alone, trying to solve problems in real time. That is why crowd support can become such an emotional boost. When Alex wins an important point, expect the Filipino supporters to erupt. When she needs encouragement, expect to hear voices calling her name. And if this turns into a long match where both players are trading momentum, those moments could become even more meaningful. Bencic may have the advantage in experience, but Alex has something powerful of her own: hunger, belief, and a growing fan base that treats every match like a national event. What makes this first meeting especially interesting is the contrast. On one side, you have Bencic, a player who understands the demands of top-level tennis and has been through high-pressure situations before. On the other side, you have Eala, a young Filipina star trying to keep pushing deeper into a level of competition where every opponent is capable of exposing weaknesses. This is exactly the kind of matchup that can tell us something about Alex's development. Can she stay patient when Bencic changes patterns? Can she keep her aggression when the pressure rises? Can she protect her serve when the score gets tight? And if she gets a chance to close out a set, can she finish the job? Those questions are what make matches like this so valuable. It is not only about whether Alex wins or loses. It is about how she handles the challenge. Every time she faces a player with more experience, she gets another opportunity to learn how to best manage momentum, pressure, and tactical adjustments. And if she can turn those lessons into a victory, the confidence boost could be enormous. We have already seen enough from Eala to know that she is not afraid of the moment. She does not step on court acting as though she should be grateful just to be there. She competes. She fights. She looks for ways to make her opponent uncomfortable. That mindset will be essential against Bencic. Alex has to believe from the opening point that she can win this match. Not someday. Not after another year of development. Right now. Of course, confidence alone will not get it done. Bencic is too experienced for that. Alex will need execution. She has to avoid long stretches of unforced errors. She has to stay composed if she falls behind. She has to make Bencic earn every game. If there is a tiebreak, every point becomes magnified. If there is a deciding set, fitness and emotional control could become just as important as shot making. This may be one of those matches where the difference is not one spectacular winner, but 5 or 6 small moments where one player stays calmer and makes the smarter choice. And that is where Alex's fighting spirit could become a major factor. She has built a growing reputation as a player who refuses to give up on points simply because the situation looks difficult. She keeps moving, keeps competing, and keeps forcing opponents to hit one more ball. Against Bencic, that mentality could create frustration. If Alex can extend rallies and make Bencic work for every finish, she may be able to turn what looks like a routine point into something much more uncomfortable. At the same time, Alex should not become trapped in pure defense. Her speed is a weapon, but it works best when it allows her to transition forward. The goal is not just to chase everything down. The goal is to chase it down, recover, and eventually turn the point around. When she gets an opportunity to take control, she has to trust her shots. This first ever matchup between Alex Eala and Belinda Bencic has the potential to become another important chapter in Eala's journey. Maybe experience wins out. Maybe Bencic's ability to manage pressure becomes the difference. But maybe Alex steps onto that court with the fearless attitude we have seen before and turns this into another statement performance. That is the beauty of this matchup. Nobody gets the result handed to them. Alex has to earn every point, every hold, every break, and every opportunity. And if she can come through against a player as accomplished and experienced as Bencic, it would send another message that the young Filipina is becoming increasingly comfortable competing at this level. For Filipino fans, the emotional stakes are obvious. Every match feels bigger because Alex is carrying something beyond her own ambitions. She is representing a country that has been waiting for a tennis star capable of creating this kind of global attention. Every Philippine flag in the stands tells that story. Every roar after a winner tells that story. Every young Filipino watching from home sees what is possible when someone from their country walks onto the same court as established international stars and refuses to be intimidated. So now it comes down to this: Alex Eala versus Belinda Bencic. First meeting. Serious challenge. Huge support. Two players with very different levels of experience, but both walking onto the court with the same goal. Can Eala use her speed and aggression to disrupt Bencic's rhythm? Can she stay composed if the match gets tight? Can she take advantage of those small windows that may only appear once or twice in a set? And if the crowd starts roaring behind her, can she turn that energy into another fearless performance? We are about to find out. One thing is certain: Alex Eala will not be stepping onto that court by herself. Behind her will be thousands of fans in the stands and countless more watching around the world, hoping to see another breakthrough moment for Filipino tennis. So make your prediction before the first ball is struck. Do you think Alex Eala defeats Belinda Bencic in their first ever meeting, or does Bencic's experience prove too much this time? Drop your prediction in the comments, tell us your expected score, and if you are following Alex's journey, subscribe for more updates as she continues taking on some of the biggest challenges in women's tennis.